All right, what's up, guys? This is Eddie over here at EKG Racing. I just wanted to give a shout out to one of our sponsors this year for the 2026 season. It's going to be Peak to Plateau Off-Road. They specialize in any off-road needs that you have, all your Jeep stuff that you guys want to do out in rock crawling, and then also if you guys want to have a full custom one-off build. These guys are amazing to deal with. It's a great family-oriented company, and I highly recommend going to them. I just want to give a huge thank you to them for helping us out in the 2026 season, and cue into our video. What's up, guys? This is Eddie over here at EKG Racing. Basically, this video is going to be fixing yet another fuck up. Not really on anybody's part. Just mainly more of a part fuck up more than anything. So lack of better terms, just like the reel that we posted and everything else like that, if you ever chimed into that, if you want to, you can chime into it over on our reel side and also our TikTok side. It's quite hilarious. Also got quite sketchy. Especially when you're using a breaker bar plus a 4-foot cheater equals maximum effort. So, yeah. So cue into that. So, yeah, cue into that. It got pretty sketchy. We were using a ball joint press, and it just didn't want to budge. So, yeah, things got really weird and sketchy, and so we kind of just went to plan B, and now we're on C or D. I can't remember at this point anymore. It's been like 2 weeks trying to do this. Trying to not do what I will be showing you what I'm doing in this video. But, yeah, so we're here now. Anyways, to flash back to what's going on, basically what happened was this hemispherical bearing, which is also part of the uniball, which right here is a full uniball. This is half a uniball. Also, these are supposed to come out. These did not come out prior to the damage. So, yeah, so basically what was going on, this would not come out, period, with this piece, which also has part of the ball joint press that I will later explain why it's in there, and I have to get out so I can use my ball joint press for work. So this was all one piece. It wouldn't pretty much come out in one center section out of the race itself, or not the race, the cup itself. And ultimately, the ball joint press did this amount of damage, had to pull it out, resorted to plan B. Plan B was going ahead and putting it in the press. The press pressed this out. And then it left me with this. And if you look very closely, you'll see a taper right here. And basically, the ball came out, because this is all hemispherical in there as well. And ultimately, it just messed up the cup as well. Let's go over here. Basically, we were trying to press it out this way, and it ended up mushrooming this whole thing here. And yeah, so now we're on to plan, like I said, C or D. I don't even know what plan we're on at this point. And we're gonna cue into the montage of me fixing it, and yeah. Alright, back from the time lapse, and so far, right now, this is what we got. help out a little bit. So, got that whole uniball cut out, or I should say the race. This piece, obviously, as you know, we had to cut it in sections. This was the easiest section to cut out. So, cut that out, and then just had to keep sweeping this. Had to use a rock stone. This takes away a lot of material faster than your typical flat disc like this. So with that being said, now I know where I need to weld this, and I can go through, weld the new one in, and should be able to basically have a whole new maybe whole new assembly that I can press in there. So yeah, and with that being said, we're doing a lot right now. This one's already done, like you guys, whoops. Like you guys have already seen before, we got all that stuff back in there. And then that side's already pretty much been done. We'll cruise over there real quick. Sorry, it's a little bit different. My dad's working on the wiring for the fans. He's about almost got that done. And then he's almost got the wiring done for the lights. Pretty much all we have to do now is string it into the cab and get that set up. But we got this one in, which is, it's tight. Basically what happened was, on lack of better terms, that uniball didn't want to come out. I basically punched out the hemispherical bearing, and then ultimately with pressing out that hemispherical bearing, it mushroomed this out to where it's only going to be able to hold the half that wasn't mushroomed. And so ultimately, to make the truck still safe, and lack of better terms, we just needed to cut it out. It's not my fault. It's not really anybody's fault. It just kind of happens. Anti-seize goes a long ways, and so we're going to be putting in a crap load of anti-seize in this for the next time we have to service these bearings. And hopefully the next go around it won't be so hard and difficult, because I mean, before we pretty much had a breaker bar on the ball joint press with probably a 4-foot cheater, and it still didn't want to go. And ultimately me having to put it in the 2010 press, it got it out, but just messed things up, and it happens. So we're fixing it. We're going down the road and cue into the next montage of me getting this fitted in there correctly, and from there, cool. All right, I'm back. So, as you guys just saw in a time lapse, just got done welding this up. And now, all we gotta do is take this, press it in there, and should be good to go. As you can see, got it welded on there nice and neat. I'm gonna clean up this arm and the pressure washer. And yeah, got it in there, nice penetration, all 9. So we'll get that done. We'll get it cleaned up, pressure wash all the grease and the grime off of it. 'Cause this is the side, no, this is not the side the shock was leaking on, the other side was. But this still has a bunch of grease and grime on it, so we're gonna go ahead and get it cleaned up, and then I'll shoot some new paint on it. And then this arm will be ready to go back on. This whole front end here will be able to get assembled and put back together. Only other things we'll have to do is we got to repack these bearings and the hubs, and then, but that can happen when the whole thing's assembled and whatnot. But once it's assembled, we can bleed the brake system on it, and then yeah, Chuck should be sitting back onto all fours again, and got a long weekend ahead of us. It is a weekend, so get it back on all fours, and from there, yeah, just have to cue in and for next time. But please like and subscribe. Everything helps. And if you're not already like and subscribe to our Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook channels, please do so as well. We'll keep you updated on those just as much as we'll keep you updated on YouTube. And peace.